What does it mean to smell like a man or like a woman? The more I get into fragrances, the more I find myself enjoying fragrances that are typically marketed or only used by men. So today I'm going to be sharing my top 7 fragrances that are usually marketed towards men that women, in my opinion, can absolutely wear for the spring or summertime. Let's get started. First up, we have Shiaka Shadow. So Shiaka Shadow is apparently inspired by Carolina Herrera's Bad Boy Cobalt. Now, I have never smelled that fragrance before, so of course I can't speak to how close it is. But from my understanding, I believe this is a slightly sweeter version of that fragrance. This smells so good. It's a very sweet, fresh citrus fragrance that opens up with grapefruit. You also get a bit of pepper in there, which gives it, of course, that spice. And I think the sweetness of the fragrance to me makes it perfectly suitable for a lady who's looking for a fresh scent that still has some backbone, some character, some body to it. So notes for Shiaka Shadow are grapefruit, pink pepper, and lavender. In the heart, you get cedarwood, amber, and cashmere wood, and the base is patchouli, musk, and moss. I think if you like the idea of a spicy citrus scent, then you should definitely check this one out. Next up, we have one of the most popular fresh niche fragrances, Imagination by Louis Vuitton. I think there definitely are some women who wear this, but it still kind of seems like it is mainly enjoyed by men for whatever reason. Although I think there are more and more women who are beginning to dabble with Imagination. Imagination is a very citrus, fresh tea type of scent that, in my opinion, has great longevity. If you don't want to spend more than $300 for Imagination, you can definitely sub it out with Marwa by Arabiat Prestige. While this does smell very similar to the original Imagination, it does take on a slightly more masculine edge. So I like to layer this with an Herba Pura type of fragrance, whether you have the original or a dupe of it, it doesn't really matter. It's just a nice, sweet citrus that I think goes really, really well with this and actually a lot of other ones on this list and will make it even more feminine, or you can rock it as it is, and I think it would be perfectly suitable. I also think that Imagination is one of those scents that when you first spray it, comes off a lot harsher than it actually will be for the duration of the scent. And I really think you want to try it on your skin. There's something about Imagination on skin that to me is just a lot less harsh and more smooth and just really enjoyable in comparison to that very intense opening once it starts to settle down. So I would not be afraid of this DNA. Again, it's really, really popular and mass appealing for good reason. So notes for Imagination are citron, Calabrian bergamot, Sicilian orange. In the heart, you get Tunisian neroli, Nigerian ginger, Ceylon cinnamon, and in the base, we get Chinese black tea, Ambroxan, Gaiac wood, and olbanum. Next up, we have Shiaka Snow. So Shiaka Snow is inspired by another really popular Louis Vuitton fragrance, Meteor. In my opinion, I think Meteor honestly smells better than the original Imagination. I think the way that they've done the citrus in this is just fresher and more refined and just a little bit less bombastic than Imagination that I just find preferable. But honestly, you can't go wrong with either. It also has this really almost clean and slightly soapy vibe to it at times. And there's nothing in this that to me screams it can only be for men. Maybe it's just the lack of the overt sweetness that puts it in that territory, but it's just a clean, enjoyable citrus that I really feel anyone can wear. So Shiaka Snow is going to open up with bergamot and mandarin. In the heart, you get pink pepper, nutmeg, and neroli, and the base is cardamom and vetiver. I've heard Cal Cologne say that he actually likes to do 5 sprays of Imagination, 5 sprays of Meteor, which is honestly beautiful. Whether you try that with Marwa and the Shiaka Snow or the originals, it's a really gorgeous blend of those citruses that I would definitely recommend trying if you have any of those at home. Next, we've got Ocean Noir by Michael Malul. This is one of the best aquatic fragrances that I've smelled. I don't know, there's something about this that I just find so enjoyable. I think it's the coconut with the aquaticness in this fragrance. It just goes together very, very well. It's light, it's citrusy, it's slightly coconutty, it's aquatic, it's beautiful. I honestly like this more than Imagination and Meteor. It is fantastic and, in my opinion, very underrated. I feel like Michael Malul fragrances in general, for whatever reason, are very underrated, and I don't know why. The brand really puts out some solid options. This was one of my husband's favorites, and when I smelled it, I remember being like, that one's meant for men, like I want to wear it. And then I realized over time, no, I'm just gonna wear it because I like this scent, and yes, it smells great on my husband, but there's nothing in this fragrance that I think should put any woman off from wearing it. It, again, is not too traditionally masculine. I think it's a very well balanced, not too sweet, not too spicy or woody, aquatic, coconutty, fresh type of fragrance that is just gorgeous. So notes for Ocean Noir. This is gonna open up with sea notes, tangelo, and coconut. In the heart, you get seaweed, geranium, and yarrow, and the base is musk, tonka bean, and amberwood. Next up, we have another fragrance from the Michael Malul line. This one is Citizen Jack Absolute. So this line has Citizen Jill and Citizen Jack Absolute. Citizen Jill is a really pretty citrus vanilla that comes off very soapy clean. Right out the shower, go outside, and you smell like a beautiful woman. It's quite nice, but I honestly like Citizen Jack Absolute more than I do Citizen Jill. This is one of the fruitiest scents on this list. It has such a nice sweetness to it, but it also has a bit of that soapy, clean vibe that Citizen Jill has, but just done in a much more citrus way. I am honestly shocked that this scent is not unisex and that they thought that this was just to be marketed towards men. The fact that it's called Citizen Jack, I think it's very clear that they wanted this one to be worn by men. And of course, men can absolutely wear this, but I'm telling you guys, it is phenomenal. If you like Citizen Jill and you like the citrus aspect to it, just imagine an even fresher, citrusier version of that, and you get Citizen Jack Absolute. So notes for Citizen Jack Absolute are melon, bergamot, pineapple and amber in the heart, and vanilla and musk in the base. Next up, we have a new fragrance from Afnon that honestly completely shocked me when I smelled it because it smells very similar to something that I have in my collection. I'm talking about Afnon's new 9 p.m. Night Out fragrance. Now, this fragrance I thought was completely for the bros, and maybe it is. It's marketed as the clubbing, going out type of smell, and this is an original fragrance, but the opening, believe it or not, smells very similar to La Bomba from Carolina Herrera. Yes, they both share the note of pitahaya in the opening. That's that note, that really sweet, fruity note that punches you in the face. In Carolina Herrera, you get a very similar experience in 9 p.m. Night Out. But 9 p.m. Night Out has added cognac, which makes it boozy. You also get some lavender, some suede, and the dry down definitely leans more in a woody direction. But this to me would smell really sexy on a woman with that added darkness. And if you wanted to sweeten it up but still keep some of the edge, you could absolutely layer this with Carolina Herrera's La Bomba. Like, it is really, really lovely. And even though it is fruity, it's not too fruity and sweet that a man can't wear it, but the fruitiness and sweetness really, to me, makes it perfect for a woman who still wants to come off feminine, but have an edge of sexiness to her. Night Out is fantastic. Let's go over the notes. So this is gonna open up with pitahaya, lavender, cognac, apple, bergamot. In the heart, you get toffee, cardamom, suede, cedar, mahonial, and the base is gonna give you tonka bean, ambrofix, akagela wood, and patchouli. And then finally, in first place, this dupe is so good that it really has me wanting to try out the original, which I've never smelled. This is fantastic. I feel like most of these fragrances, when I get them, I think they smell fantastic on my husband, and then slowly but surely, I start to want to wear them myself. And this is the one that has happened to me the most with. Vintage Radio by Lattafa. Ah, this stuff. So Vintage Radio is inspired by Initio's Paragon. I've recently discovered that I love Palo Santo almost as much as I love vanilla, or maybe I love them equally, I don't know. But in a fresh scent, if it's got Palo Santo, it's got me. And that's what this is giving. It's that plum, Palo Santo, sweet, tart, zesty fragrance that is so refreshing, but so sweet and just addictive to want to smell over and over and over again. I absolutely love Vintage Radio. Let's go over the notes. So Vintage Radio is going to open up with lavender, sage, and bergamot. In the heart, you get plum, Palo Santo, and black pepper. And the base is sandalwood and oud. And you guys, don't be afraid of the oud. I normally am not an oud kind of girl. You barely even smell it. To me, the way they've done oud in this fragrance is the way you should do oud in fragrances, where it is so slight that you don't even know that you're smelling oud, but it just adds a little extra luxury and depth to the fragrance, but it's not like oud hitting you in the face. That is my type of oud. So don't be afraid of it. Honestly, the fragrance just comes off very fresh, but unique and interesting and just beautiful. And I also find that it has great lasting power. So let me know, guys, what are some unisex or typically masculine leaning fragrances that you find yourself grabbing for the spring and summertime? And I'll see you back tomorrow for our next episode.